Alright, going to get started a little bit. Just want to make sure all my other strings are running. Start them all. If you're on my IG, it may be a lot better to use my streams on YouTube. But if you're on IG, you can also ask questions. That's the benefit. We're going to continue to discuss digestive health. Okay, so taking a quick look, all my stuff here is working. Yeah, so on these platforms, I have no idea how to work it. Even though I put in the information, if you guys can help me with this, that would be great. But the best channel to look at my info is probably on YouTube. Everything's recorded on this channel, so if you were to miss this live call, you'll be able to go back and review all this information. And we're going to get started in a little bit. So if you're on this call, I just want to thank you for taking your time and appreciate some of y'all have been trying my protocol, just watching my video and giving it a try, finding success with it. And just want to congratulate you guys for following through. There are a lot of things that I can't do for you. I can provide you with information that could be helpful on your journey to recover your health. But I cannot do the detox protocol for you. I cannot make you buy these different supplements that could be helpful on your journey. And I just want to commend you guys, continue to look for information that can help you recover. Now, as we're talking about digestive health, most of you are probably watching this because you are constipated. Okay, just flat out constipated. And some of you may be constipated for 1 day at a time, 2 days at a time, and you don't think it's a big deal. Sometimes you just laugh it off with your friends. Let me tell you, today we're going to discuss a couple of things. One, we're going to just discuss the protocol that I've been teaching over the past 5 years. This is not theory. It's not something I just came up with. I've been doing it for over 5 years on a weekly basis. I've taught this to my own family members, and I taught the same protocol to hundreds of people all around the world. Now, I learned this protocol from Josh Mason. He has an amazing YouTube video to call it Detox Dudes. Now, my protocol is slightly different from his. And I've also looked at other protocols online, and I've noticed that a lot of people are failing at this one protocol. So what I usually do, I teach people about digestive health just through human physiology. Most people don't even understand what is their digestive system all about. So I'm going to go through it, and I'm going to teach you how to clean it out using all natural ingredients you probably have in your house right now. Now, food enters your mouth down the esophagus into your stomach. Now, food, over here you have your digestive enzymes start to break down the food. Then food will begin to enter your small intestines next. Your small intestine is 4.5 meters, followed by your large intestine, which is another 1.5 meters in length. So this is the pipe where we're talking about. When there is chronic constipation to any degree, you have a lot of waste material trapped inside this pipework right now. Take a sip of water. This is a much easier photo to understand how your digestive system works. It is a pipework. Okay, once again, food enters your mouth down the esophagus into your stomach. Digestive enzymes start to break down the food here. Then it goes into a small intestines here, the 4.5 meters, followed by the large intestines, 1.5 meters, and out the back for elimination. Now, this is a very long piece of pipework. Most people don't understand how long it actually is. So I always relate this back to basketball. From the floor to the basketball rim is 10 feet or 3 meters off the floor, okay? The combined length of your small and large intestines is 2 of these. So just imagine you're looking at one basketball hoop. You're gonna go play basketball with your friends. So over here, you gotta put another NBA basketball hoop on top of that. So you got 2 of those. The combined height of 2 NBA basketball hoops is your small and large intestines combined. And until you understand this digestive system and how it works, it's really hard to decipher. You're going to be struggling with different chronic diseases, a lot of different symptoms. You go to the doctors, you still can't figure it out because they do not want you to figure this out. They want you to cycle from one medication to the next. You're always lost. They want you to be on one detour after the next. What happens when you have chronic constipation? Your elimination is incomplete. So you have residues of all feces that are building up in layers on the walls of the colon. As that putrefies, as that waste material putrefies, it'll cause health problems, pain, and discomfort. Putrefying basically means decay and rot. And that's what most people are dealing with. Now, how do I define chronic constipation? If you're not having bowel movements every single day, consistently, multiple times a day, you're chronically constipated. If you're eating twice a day, you should be using the bathroom twice a day. In and out, in and out. Many people around the world, they're so chronically constipated, they're not going to the bathroom 2 to 3 days at a time, 4 to 5 days at a time, sometimes a whole week into it. And they think that, oh, this is not a big problem. It's just how my body works. Well, today we're going to discuss a lot of different things, not just with the protocol itself, but also liability concerns. If you don't fix this one problem, you're going to have many problems down the line. Now, jumping into my protocol, this is something that you drink, okay? When you go online, you'll find a lot of different protocols. There are enemas. You may find videos on coffee enemas, water enemas. I don't do any of that. I tried them before, they're very uncomfortable. Now, this is something that you mix together and you drink down. Very different. You need apple cider vinegar. You need limes, lemons, or grapefruit, some type of a citrus fruit. I highly recommend using grapefruits. I've been using them for the past couple of years. Next, you need pink salt. Okay, you need this fine grain pink salt. Or you can substitute the pink salt with food grade Epsom salt. Okay, there are different types of salts that you can use, but I highly recommend using either pink salt, keeping it simple. It's got to be fine grain, not that coarse stuff. Then you're going to buy some food grade Epsom salt, either or. Black coffee is prepared separately, okay? And there are a couple of things I want you to get at the grocery store. And put together this kit so you have it with you at all times. You need bottled water. This is about 2 liters in volume. This is a metal mesh screener. We got a single press squeezer for your lemons, limes, or grapefruit. Then you got to get yourself some measuring spoons. Make sure they say the num. The amount of milliliter on them, you got to be accurate. The proportions that I will be giving you, they must be accurate, especially when it comes to your apple cider vinegar, your pink salt, or food grade Epsom salt. Get yourself a stainless steel thermos. The stainless steel thermos will be very helpful because you're going to mix all the ingredients in the stainless steel thermos. And over here, you have another stainless steel cup for your black coffee. The black coffee is completely optional. Now I'm going to teach you how to mix it all in. Okay, so you have these ingredients: apple cider vinegar, limes, lemons, or grapefruit, pink salt or food grade Epsom salt, and black coffee. There's a little bit of prep work, so pay attention to this. the night before. You're finishing dinner around 7:30 p.m. You can still drink some liquids afterwards, but you're not going to eat any late night snacks. Okay? The next morning, when you wake up, you can still drink some liquids, but you're not eating any breakfast. At 11 a.m. on an empty stomach, I want you to make this in the stainless steel thermos. Okay? So you're putting these ingredients in the stainless steel thermos. The stainless steel thermos that you buy is going to have a volume over 1 liter or more. So it's going to be over a quart in volume. You're going to add 1 tablespoon and 2 teaspoons of pink salt or food grade Epsom salt. A tablespoon is 15 milliliter and a teaspoon is 5 milliliter. So you're going to use the teaspoon twice. Total, you're going to have 25 milliliter of salt. You're going to cut and squeeze 3 lemons or limes, or using 1 grapefruit, just cut it, squeeze it through the single press squeezer, and filter it. Okay, you want to make sure there is no pulp or any seeds. You want to make sure this is going to be as smooth as possible for you. Okay. Next, you're going to add a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. You want to make sure the apple cider vinegar has no sugar added to it. It's going to be 60 ml apple cider vinegar. Then you're going to add 2.5 cups of hot water. It's going to be about 600 ml. And you want to stir this up. You can stir it up for 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Make sure all the salt dissolves evenly in the stainless steel thermos. Then you're going to add a cup of room temperature water and stir. You're going to bring back down the temperature of the salt flush solution. On your table, there should be only 3 things. There should be bottled water, okay? You're going to have your stainless steel thermos that you just mix in all these ingredients that I described in my earlier slide in those proportions, and the black coffee is prepared separately. Make sure you do not have anything that you can break. Do not use any glass, do not use any ceramic. Any items on that table, it should be very, very durable, okay? The reason why, you're going to go to the bathroom many times. I'm going to create an incredible laxative effect. You're going to go to the bathroom, you maybe run into the bathroom. In the process of doing so, you may knock things over. I want you to prevent that mistake. I use the words liability is concern a lot. I use the words practical pessimism a lot. If you were to knock things over and you break it because you decide to use glass for whatever reason, well, you might cut yourself because you're running to the bathroom, right? The floor is wet, you're running, there's glass, you're going to cut yourself and you're going to feel really stupid because you're going to go to the ER. You're still going to shit out of your pants, but you got glass all cutting up on your face, whatever, and the doctors can't figure out. And the doctor's like, what the hell is going on? This guy's shitting out of his pants and it's got glass all over his body. What did you do to yourself? And you said, well, I just watched this YouTube video. Please don't mention me. I already told y'all. Okay? So let's take a quick look. Make sure all my streams are working fine. If you're on this live stream, welcome, welcome. I see somebody on my YouTube. Just ask your questions. As I go on this presentation, I may not get to your question right away, but I will spin back. And sometimes I also forget. I have other streams that I'm also managing. For example, today I completely forgot about my Twitter. Okay, so everyone start. Create that broadcast, you know what I'm saying? So we're about cleaning out the small and large intestines. That's what we're here for. If you want to fix chronic constipation, you have to learn how your digestive system works, and afterwards, you gotta have a way to clean it out comprehensively. And it's not something that you just do one time. Many people make the mistake of, oh, I do a detox protocol, once or twice. They think that is a hobby. I want you guys to think about detox as something that you do regularly on a consistent basis. If you don't do it regularly, you're just going to get backed up. Okay, as you get more and more backed up, there's going to be more pain and discomfort. And you're going to continue to suffer chronic constipation if you don't resolve this first. So far we talked about these are the ingredients, okay? And you're going to mix them together in a specific proportion. And at the end of the day, you're going to have these things on the table, okay? On the table, you're going to have water, you're going to have this sulfurous solution, and you're going to have black coffee. Now I'm going to teach you how to drink this down. Because a lot of people, they make the mistake of just finding some recipes online and they just randomly drink it haphazardly, and they wonder why they still cannot produce a lasting effect. Now, this is the way how I've been drinking it. I've done this hundreds of times. I made a lot of mistakes earlier in my detoxing career, but now I can show and teach this to a random stranger. They can take my recipe, and if they were to follow my recipe to the T, and they drink it in this specific manner, they can be very successful their first try. So you have a bottle of water here, you have your sulfurous solution, and then you have the black coffee, optional. What you want to do, you want to take a tiny sip of this water, hold it in your mouth, okay? Then you're going to take a bigger gulp of the sulfurous solution, drink it down. Then you're going to sip on black coffee, just a tiny sip to kind of reward yourself because it's a familiar taste. Once again, you're not drinking this water, you're just taking a tiny sip. After you sip this water, you're going to take a bigger gulp of the sulfurous solution and drink it down. Now, the sulfurous may be too hot initially, so don't try to force yourself to drink this down. You may let it cool a little bit, just a little bit, but it's going to be some temperature to this. As long as you're not burning yourself, you can put this down, continue to put down the sulfurous solution. Sip on a tiny bit of black coffee to reward yourself, and you're repeating this 1 through 3, okay? But your goal is to put this in your stomach first. Put the sulfurous solution down in your stomach. Now, what are we trying to achieve? I had you guys fast for 15 plus hours, so you're not eating for 15 plus hours. Just have some discipline, okay? Because if you try to do this on a stomach full of food, you're gonna fail. There's gonna be so many things that's obstructing the sulfurous solution to go through. You're gradually putting down the sulfurous solution. There's going to be some temperature to this, and you may feel like you're sweating a little bit, and that's perfectly normal. The sulfurous solution is going to be getting your stomach, and you want to be as relaxed as possible. Listen to some classical music. Listen to classical music, which will allow the sulfurous solution to enter your small intestine. Your small intestine right now, it is so caked up with so much trash, so much microplastics, and remnants of all the food you've eaten in the past. The small intestine has a surface area of a football field. That's how big it is. And over years of eating, you don't think there's going to be some trash caked up in the small intestine? The sulfurous solution is going to gradually work its way through the small intestine. You can take your time. You can take 45 minutes. You can take an hour. You can take an hour and a half drinking the sulfurous solution. It doesn't matter. It's not a race. Another mistake a lot of people make is that they try to drink it way too quickly. Nobody told you it was a race. Gradually put down the sulfurous solution. It's going to begin to do the cleaning work. And over time, it's going to work its way into the large intestines, push that waste material in the large intestines, and you're going to feel this unction to use the bathroom. That's what's going to happen. You have this ascending portion. This is the transverse, followed by the descent and out the back for elimination. That's how your digestive system works for everybody. See me as a brother instead of two distant strangers, as Tupac would say. It doesn't matter where you're coming from, your religious background, the color of your skin, your hair color, your eye color, your political beliefs. It doesn't matter. We're all categorically the same when it comes to the digestive system. And many people around the world, they have chronic constipation. Now, over time, you're going to have a feeling to go to the bathroom, because once you complete the self-flush solution, you're relaxing, you're breathing deeply, you listen to some classical music, and eventually you're going to have this feeling to go use the bathroom. You should never try to force anything out. And sitting on the toilet, you'll experience that solids are going to first come out. And over time, you'll realize that, oh, there's a lot of solids coming out. Maybe some of them, they've been caked up, hardened up in your colon for a very long time. Even the color could be very dark. When I started doing this, there was material that was coming out of me that was pitch dark, like charcoal. Then it's going to become transitioning over to soft poop. Okay? Then it's going to transition to really, really soft poop. When that happens, I want you to continue to chuck this water down. So you're drinking this water, adding more water pressure to flush out more debris from both the small and large intestines. Okay? And when you drink it, you're not trying to hurt yourself. Drink it at a pace that you're comfortable with. And even when you're drinking, you can also exhale the air through the nose, so you're only drinking down the water. What you experience is that you're going to push out so much waste material. Okay? The waste material that you've been eating, chronic constipation, is going to get pushed out. The self-flush solution that you just drank earlier is also in the toilet. And now you're putting down this water, this bottled water. Sometimes I just bring this bottled water into the bathroom, so I'm not running back and forth. What you're going to create is a diarrhea tsunami. Many people do not believe me when I first explain this to them. They think that I'm just joking. You're going to blow up your toilet. Okay? And you want to warn your families in advance, because the smell is absolutely horrendous. People are driving on the highway and then they can smell roadkill, like somebody ran over a skunk. This is much worse. There's been so much material, trash, microplastics, things that haven't been resolved through your small and large intestines getting all pushed out. When I think about detox, this is what I think about. We first need to get the waste material out of the body. Instead of just jumping into supplementation, oh, you're missing this vitamin here, you're missing that mineral there. I mean, it's a very seductive sell, right? They can always tell you that you're not enough. Now, when it comes to detox, recovering your body's capabilities, we first need to get the waste material out of the body. And this is the milestone you're experiencing. You're going to get a lot of torn brown water, lots of it. But as you put down this water bottle, you'll notice that the color is going to become lighter and lighter. And that's what we're looking for. We're seeing the waste material exit out of our body. And as it exits, we're putting more fresh water down our small and large intestines. What we'll experience is that, oh, we're getting the waste material out. The self-flush is already flushed down the toilet. And now this bottled water is coming through me. And I can see there's definitely more remnants coming out. But there's also that watercolor becoming lighter and lighter and lighter. What exactly are we doing? We are cleaning out this complete pipework. That's what we're trying to do. And once you start doing that, you're going to feel such a relief, okay? A lot of you are experiencing all sorts of pain and discomfort. Okay, you are bloated all the time, chronically fatigued. Okay, you have indigestion, you have bad breath, you have really smelly farts. Well, it's all connected to chronic constipation. It has a lot to do with this pipe. When there's congestion here, a lot of people that are chronically constipated, this is what they have to deal with on a daily basis. Nothing is going out. Okay? I'm going to spin through my social media real quick. If you have any questions, just ask them in the comments. I'll spin back through. Be happy to help you. Yeah, it depends on where you are at with your... Now coming back to this, chronic constipation, it is a worldwide problem. I did the keyword analysis. This is a problem everybody in the world has. And people are keyed it in the English language, in Spanish, in Portuguese, in Russian, in Farsi, in Tajik, in Arabic, everywhere in Chinese, everyone in the world. This volume of search is only going up every single year. It has never contracted. If you're looking for a recession-proof business and you can really solve chronic constipation, you may want to target this. There is a plethora of medications, OTC meds, also supplements you can find on Amazon, different places. You know about them. But why is this keyword still going up? Why are still people searching for this keyword? Because there's no real good solution. And most people, such as myself, this was me a couple years ago, you're huffing and puffing on the toilet, and after all that work, you are getting veins on the side of your temple, and after all that, you're getting some pebbles. That's all you're getting. And many people are experiencing this. Now, after you do my protocol, I also want you to take some probiotics. Okay, it would be very helpful for you to take some probiotics to recoat back up your colon and also your small intestines with some probiotics so you can have an easier time digesting food. Now, you don't have to buy any of these probiotics. It's more for ones that you are familiar with and the ones that your body is very, very accustomed to. You don't have to buy expensive ones. The ones that I use are probably some of the most inexpensive ones on the market. Sometimes people are trying to overcomplicate these probiotics. So over here, what did we just talk about? Today we talked about human physiology, talked about the small and large intestines caked up with waste material, and how you can get that waste material out of the body. We have the self-flush protocol, which I explained here, using very simple all-natural ingredients. And over here, you want to just screenshot this so you know how to prepare it every single week. I still do this protocol once a week. Some people, they are not serious about detox, okay? They might do it once or twice and then just set it aside. And they wonder why their problems persist. There has to be some type of a routine, just like how often do you brush your teeth? You brush your teeth every day. You shower regularly. You must have some type of a detox protocol in place that will clean out both the small and large intestines. Now, what I share here is not professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. I'm not a doctor. You have to find the right protocol for you, and this may not be the right protocol. Depends on how severely chronic constipated you are. I'm going to explain another protocol that you want to look into as well as colon hydrotherapy. I haven't even tried this myself. I know what it's about. I had a friend, she was in this industry herself. She was helping different patients and clients, helping out this clinic out in New York. Now, what this is you're laying down here on this apparatus, and the colon hydrotherapists are putting in hot water through the back end. Most people, a lot of people, they're so caked up with fecal matter in the colon. Colon hydrotherapists are putting in hot water right here to help soften it up. Soften it up, and hopefully this waste material will safely exit the body. Now, some people that are so severe, they may have to go to a colon hydrotherapist for an entire week, every single day, because there's so much waste material that accumulated over the years. It's absolutely disgusting, right? But this is the reality that we're dealing with. Think about how much food you've eaten over the years, okay? And that's that chronic constipation only gets worse and worse. From a 2 to 3 day chronic constipation to a 4 to 5 day, a whole week into it. Don't worry, I'm going to give you a lot of practical pessimism. Where did all that waste material go? Okay? You're huffing and puffing on the toilet, but all you get is a little bit, little pebbles coming out. Where did it all go? Well, it doesn't disappear. It's still in your body somewhere. Until you're willing to face this reality, you're going to have many, many problems coming down the line. And we're going to discuss about those in very, very great detail. Because most of you, you're not living with enough practical fear, practical pessimism. So you keep on pushing things off, until they're so severe, you have to go for surgeries. So I'm going to take a short break and answer any questions that are out there. Don't be shy. Thank you for watching my videos. So any of you on my social media, you can always just pop in your questions, okay? Oh, I forgot to click live. Well, that's fine. Maybe it was all for, it was meant to be. Everything's meant to be. Alright, so liability concerns. If you're not dealing with a chronic constipation, you know the waste material is not going out. The waste material is not going out, you may end up with a toxic megacolon. The toxic megacolon, it is a life-threatening complication, inflammatory bowel diseases. These diseases can be painful and cause permanent damage to the large and small intestines. Now, IBDs, they include ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, and infections caused by this other colitis. Toxic megacolon is characterized by swelling and dilation of large intestine due to the inflammation and accumulation of large amount of gas. I can guarantee you this is more than gas that is trapped inside this colon. This is a human colon. This did not come out of a silverback gorilla. This is his waste material that the guy or girl or gal cannot get rid of. And over time, it's kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The word that they use is dilation. Now, I may be reading different medical texts or different medical websites. It does not mean I agree with any of this stuff. Now, you may be wondering, well, if they remove the colon, what do they do next? Okay, well, they have a lot of other medical procedures for you, guaranteed. Now, understand this is the ascending portion of your colon, transverse, and then finally the descending portion of your colon. Now, if something goes wrong with the descending portion, they may do a hemicolectomy, all right? So they cut off this part. Maybe this part is way too inflamed. This colon, this part of the colon is completely deadened. They remove it. Then they're going to just reattach. The remaining sections join. Okay, so this is a left hemicolectomy. Over here, we have colostomy. What is a colostomy? Something went wrong with the end portion of the descending portion of the colon, this section right here, so the doctor should remove it. Well, you may be wondering, well, how does the poop exit out of the back end? Well, they have a colostomy. What they do, they create a hole, a stoma, in the abdominal wall, which allows the waste to exit out of the body. If you ever visit your ICU or any elderly care centers, you will find many elderly people, they have this. Or even young people in the ICU, they may have this. And you have to take care of this for the rest of your life. I want to give you guys a healthy dose of liabilities concerns today. Now, what could happen over here, you have a right hemicolectomy where the ascending portion of your colon gets messed up. Maybe some type of problem happens and now they have to remove it. As they remove it, you may be wondering what happens to the small intestine, which is connected to here. Well, they just do plug and play. They're going to attach the small intestines to the remaining portion of the colon. So that digestion process, fecal formation process takes place right here. Now, over here, this colon was completely removed. Okay? So you may be wondering what happens now. Well, the small intestine is 4.5 meters, right? Roughly 15 feet. What they do is they use that small intestine and they try to create a pouch around your anus. So over in the, it's called an ileoanal anastomosis. Over here, the removal of your colon and your rectum, so they connect the small intestine to your anus. This allows you to expel waste normally, although you'll likely have several watery bowel movements daily. Okay. One of the functions of the large intestine is to draw out water through that fecal formation. Right now, you just have waste material that's just falling out of you, and you may not even get that sensation something's coming out, it just falls out. You may have to be on adult diaper. adult diapers for the rest of your life. Recognizing that, hey, if you're even slightly chronically constipated, it's a serious matter and you must fix it right away. That's what I'm trying to say, y'all. Okay, don't ignore these early signs. Over here, somebody over here in Taiwan, she was only 23 years old. She had a colon severely displaced. This is a very big problem as well. When you guys study the colon over here, ascending, transverse, and down, right? Look at her colon. Her colon's all over the map. It goes up, and it loops back down, and then it loops back up again into her chest area. Now, a lot of people are having problem. So this person may have trouble breathing. I'm not joking. Now, the poop has to make all the way up into this area before it can make its way back down. That is crazy, y'all. I want you guys to think about these liability concerns, okay? And many people, to different degrees, if you are full of fecal matter and you have no way of resolving it, it doesn't get better on its own. Now, today we talked about a colon that could be dilated, right, to a really problematic proportion over here. A colon could also get displaced. When she's standing up, that fecal matter has to fight against gravity just to get to this part of the colon before making its way back down. Oh my goodness. So I'm having some problems with my... maybe it's working. Who knows? What else can you have? You may have something called diverticulitis. Once again, just reading these things, I don't agree with everything that they say. Another gastrointestinal disease, when pouches called diverticula start to form in the GI tract and become inflamed and infected. This condition commonly occurs in the Western population and can be seen in 10% of people over the age of 40 and 50% of people over 60. The rate of this disease typically increases with age. Scientists believe that this condition is due to not eating enough fibers leading to constipation, which puts extra pressure on the colon walls, and this causes diverticula or bulges to form in the weak areas of the colon. The risk factors for diverticulitis may include age over 40, male, overweight, eating a low fiber diet, eating higher fat and red meat, not enough exercise, taking non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like aspirin, ibuprofen, steroids, opioids, and smoking. Moreover, the signs and symptoms of this condition include pain, tenderness in the left lower side of the abdomen, nausea, vomiting, chills, cramps in the lower abdomen, constipation or diarrhea, and rectal bleeding. What a mess. Okay? And when you go to the doctors and you tell them that, hey, I have chronic constipation, what do they usually say? They say, oh, it's because you're not eating enough fiber. You just gotta eat you gotta eat more fiber, eat more fiber, eat more fiber. That's what they say. Well, I want to challenge that. It does not make any sense why you should be adding more chronic. If you're chronically constipated, you know there's hardened fecal matter stuck inside this colon right now. Why would you eat more fiber on top of chronic constipation? You're just going to pack in more problems for you. You're going to make that colon dilate even more. Until you can resolve and get this waste material going from the picture on the left to the picture on the right, you're going to have a very tough time with your life. That's what's going to happen. And most people, they ignore this. They're just like, oh, this can't happen to me. You know, I'm showing you the road ahead. It's very, very difficult. Over here, we have something called ulcerative colitis. This is another chronic condition that happens when you have inflammation in your colon. Most people with UC experience periods of symptom flare-ups, followed by periods of remission without symptoms. Signs and symptoms include diarrhea, bloody stools, abdominal cramping, and weight loss. Treatments include medications and surgery. Now, when people are dealing with UC, ulcerative colitis, common drugs that doctors prescribe, corticosteroids, immunosuppressants, biologics. What these drugs do, they suppress the immune system. They suppress the immune system, so temporarily you're not getting these symptom flare-ups. Okay, the diarrhea temporarily goes away, the bloody stools goes away, abdominal cramping goes away. But have you really solved the root of the problem? I don't think you have, right? And many people that are on some type of antibiotics, if you're pumping antibiotics into your system, recognizing that you're going to have a really unbalanced microbiome. Your probiotics are nearly non-existent. And probiotics really help coat the small and large intestines, okay? And you do need them. You do need them. Now, what else do we have? Crohn's disease. Crohn's disease is another gastrointestinal disease, another IBD. This condition occurs when there's inflammation in the small intestine and colon. The main symptoms of Crohn's disease are diarrhea, stomach aches or cramps, blood in the stools, tiredness, fatigue, and weight loss. It is thought to believe Crohn's disease is caused due to genes, a problem in the immune system, smoking, a previous stomach bug, and an abnormal balance of gut bacteria. The risk factors for this condition include family history, smoking, certain medications and antibiotics, birth control pill, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs such as aspirin, ibuprofen, high-fat diet. So this is more inflammation, but no longer exists in the large intestine. It's also now in the small intestine. Problems, problems, problems. Guys, look into these because many people are struggling with this. Many people. So if chronic constipation, that keyword search volume is going up, I'm sure these keywords are also going up. Crohn's disease, diverticulitis, ulcerative colitis, diverticulitis. Next, we have something called rectal prolapse. I'm going to take a drink real quick. Get some water. If you're watching this on my YouTube, welcome, welcome, welcome. And just ask your questions. I don't know where you are in your health. All right, so a rectal prolapse. Many elderly people have this problem. Okay, so they are forcing themselves on the toilet, and as a result of doing so, putting a lot of pressure around the anus, and their rectum actually flips inside out. That's what happens. A prolapsed rectum. And some people, they have this old people smell. Okay, when you get around old people, they all have this particular smell. And if you search for this problem online, they always say that, oh, it's some type of a chemical reaction on the skin. It's nothing like that. When I was growing up, I grew up with my grandfather. And my grandfather had other friends. They all had the same smell. And they all had some form of digestive problem. It's a combination of diarrhea, chronic constipation, across the board. They cannot figure it out. They went to the doctors. They have a whole bunch of different meds. Some people, they take fiber. You know, just as their doctor instructed. Did it fix your chronic constipation? Of course not. What other problem could you have if you have chronic constipation? Anal fissures. Pay attention to this. So over here, anal fissures, these are cracks, breakages, or splitting of the anus. If you talk to your doctors about rectal prolapse, about anal fissures, they always say things like, well, you know, while several factors are thought to be linked to rectal prolapse, there's no clear-cut cause. An estimated 30% to 67% of patients have chronic constipation, infrequent stool, so severe straining, and an additional 15% have diarrhea. In the past, this condition was soon to be linked to giving birth multiple times for vaginal delivery. However, as many as 35% of patients with rectal prolapse never gave birth, and it can occur in men. There might be some genetic predisposition to this condition. In other words, some patients are more prone based on their genes to develop this condition while others don't. See, more detours. So I don't have to agree with anything that I read online, and you should always put to the test what I'm sharing too. You don't have to agree with everything that I say. I'm just telling you, I need to fix your chronic constipation. Because if you don't, more than likely, you'll be straining on that toilet. You strain on the toilet long enough, you're going to get a rectal prolapse. You're going to get, anal fissures. Or you're going to get hemorrhoids. Years ago, I had hemorrhoids. It was so embarrassing because I can't believe I'm buying preparation H. You know what I'm saying? And what are hemorrhoids? Some people call them piles. Doctors call them piles. These are swollen veins inside your rectum or outside your anus, which can cause pain, anal itching, or rectal bleeding. Now, symptoms often improve with at-home treatments, but on occasion, people need medical procedures. Eating more fiber can help prevent hemorrhoids. You know that, eating more fiber. Well, it's not working, okay? If that was that simple, people won't be having chronic constipation. Now, I want to give you guys a little bit of a tip. When you are using my protocol, you also want to be sitting on the toilet in a proper way, okay? It will be much better for you to be sitting in a squatting position. Most people don't know that the human being were designed to eliminate waste material, bowel movements in a squatting position, not at a 90 degree. When you're in the squatting position, you're going to have a much easier time. So get yourself a stool. As long as it's safe, you're not going to trip over it, do something stupid, and something that is sturdy. Get yourself an angle here. Another thing that you can do, you can also lift up the toilet seat. The toilet seat also squeezes in your butt cheeks, which is going to apply pressure around the anus, so you're going to have trouble getting that waste material out. Give this a try, getting a squatty potty, whatever you need to do to mirror this angle. Now, some people visited Asia, different parts in Asia. There are, even in the Middle East, they still have squat toilets. Using them is like night and day because you're not forcing anything out. Your body is designed to squat. Okay, you get into that squatting position, that waste material just falls out. It's very, very easy. So this modern toilet has caused a lot of pain and discomfort for many people because that poop is not exiting fully. So there are always remnants at the tail end of the colon of a little bit of poop. So when it gets that little bit of waste material at that end, and you wonder why there's inflammation around the colorectal area, okay? And as that inflammation occurs, you may get some itching, you might be scratching a lot, or you may get hemorrhoids, and these things, you're gonna itch. It's very, very frustrating. You're just trying to work, right? But you have these hemorrhoids or piles, and they're causing you a lot of discomfort. Now, some people, they just say, oh, you gotta go see a proctologist. Go see this proctologist. Trust me, you do not look forward to seeing a proctologist because what they do, they are specialized medical doctors. They're called colorectal surgeons. Now, they treat conditions of the entire gastrointestinal tract, but specifically involving the rectum and anus. They're going to show you this photo. I'm going to tell you, well, these are the problems that you have. We can see that we had some anal fissures. We can do some medical procedures to fix that up, okay? Or you got some hemorrhoids or piles. We can fix that up too. Or if you got rectal prolapse, we know how to somehow tuck that back in. They're ready for you, okay? This guy's called the bottom whisperer. He is a proctologist out of New York. And boy, they go through so many gloves every single day, looking at people's bottoms, looking at their behinds. They're ready to examine you. You understand? Okay? And let me just tell y'all, if you're chronically constipated, if you're still dealing with this, you still cannot get a proper exit of the bowel movements daily, you're going to continue to strain on that toilet. This is going to be you. After they fix it up, after they fix your anal fissure, It tucked in your rectal prolapse. Okay, it got rid of all your hemorrhoids. You're still doing this, you're going to develop new anal fissures. You're going to develop new hemorrhoids. Fix the problem upstream. Without you fixing this problem, these symptoms are going to occur. Okay, you're going to be seeing this guy. Okay, and regularly. And that's what the system wants. The system wants you to be dependent. They don't want to solve the root of the problem. They want you to kind of just, I don't know, always kind of skirting around the surface of the problem, solving it temporarily, and then you're going to have to go back for more surgical procedures. Terrible. Let's come back into my questions. Any questions here? If you've been on my channel, I try to give you guys what's real, to the best of my ability. Because I haven't had chronic constipation for over 5+ years now at all. And my bowel movements are very predictable, they're very, very smooth. And I also changed up my nutrition as well. You can't go back eating your garbage. You guys understand? A lot of y'all, you are so stubborn. You think that, oh, all I gotta do is do John's little protocol here. I'm gonna go back eating my trash foods. All that trash food eating is what caused a lot of discomfort in your system. You gotta go back to eating healthy foods, natural foods, foods that you know what they are, come from nature, not in a box, not something you can just throw in the oven or microwave. You understand? Because if you don't do that, I don't care what you do, you're gonna come back to more problems. So, study some recipes online, okay? Do a little bit of meal prepping. It's very, very easy. So, the food that you eat through your mouth must exit out the back as elimination. And the proportions are 1-to-1 ratio. Say that again. What you eat through your mouth must go out the back end as waste elimination. And the proportions is 1-to-1. If you don't have that rhythm in your body as part of your daily KPI, key performance indicator, you're gonna see this guy, okay? And that doesn't solve the surface of the problem. Later on, it's going to get so severe, you might have to get your whole colon removed. Or you're going to have a portion of the colon removed because doctors say that, oh, your diverticulitis is so severe, we got to remove the descending portion of your colon. Now they're doing this plug and play. Or it gets so severe, poop has congested in this one area right here. The doctor says we can't salvage it anymore. Now you got a colostomy. Now you got a poop bag. You got to carry it around for the rest of your life. Okay? Or if you do a right hemicolectomy, more plug and play here. Or you're going to do an ileoanal anastomosis. Recognizing these different procedures that are out there are very helpful for you. Because most people don't even know what they are. Most people, they look at a scan. I don't care if it's an X-ray, a CT scan, MRI scan. They have no idea what they're looking at because they never study human physiology. I want you guys to have a very, very strong appetite to learn because you got to be your biggest advocate, right? Just like me. I did not know I did not go to medical school, guys. It was a lot of pain and discomfort that propelled me to go down this path of learning for myself, right? Because I know the doctors had no answers for me. There was a season of my life I was taking different medications for chronic constipation. There were also different products that I used. None of it worked, or they would just work in the short term, but it never resolved the problem fully, right? And we're going to discuss a lot about that. Today, I want you guys to put yourself in the shoes of the people that have gone before you, that had chronic constipation for maybe 5 to 10 years in a row, right? They never really solved it, and they've seen this different specialists. They try the OTC medications. Where are they right now? Have they truly resolved the root of the problem? Well, we're going to read some of those comments. There are many different Facebook groups online. Now, I did my best to block out their names. A lot of them, they're just posting anonymously anyway. and they're looking for answers because the doctors, they do not have answers for them. They're already seeing one specialist after the next. Maybe some of them, they're so desperate for answers, they're willing to travel out to a different state to go see another gastro specialist. So I'm taking a little bit of water before I read some of these comments on social media. All right, some of these anonymous members in these constipation Facebook groups, what do they share? Sorry to be crude, but there's a big lump of poop that won't come out. What do I do? Anyone, any ideas? Suffer from constipation now and again? Especially when I have been eating crap for the past couple of weeks, I've been constipated. When I go to the toilet, nothing is coming out. Or if it does, it's hard. Also been bloated, especially upper tummy, unlike a trapped wound feeling plus since yesterday. Not really got an appetite. Tried Ducales, never really worked. Eating more healthy and now trying lactulose since Tuesday, but feel like it's just making me fart. Also to mention been having some stress and anxiety with family members, been in the hospital. What can I do to get my tummy back to normal? Thanks. Now the consultant has put me on propyllopride and glycerol suppositories. Any reviews? So as they are giving up on their OTC medications, they work with other gastro specialists or consultants and just looking for answers. Hi, everyone had a horrible couple of days. A lot of wet would come out and I just couldn't push out what was behind it. But after many attempts making me sore, I finally did go. What I wanted to ask is, do you ever feel queasy to your tummy because of constipation or bowel problems? Sometimes I think it's all the worry and stress that constipation causes. Many people have problems. Or over here, this is very, very severe. Has anyone vomited fecal matter because it couldn't go down? What did you need to do about it? So they're dealing with feculent vomiting. So most people don't know, why are they vomiting fecal matter? Your digestive system is a very long piece of pipework. Let's just say your colon's completely backed up, but you're still eating, you still get hungry, right? So you're packing more material in. Well, that colon can only dilate so far before all that waste material begins to backtrack into your small intestine, begins to work its way back through that 4.5 meters, right? So over here, chronic constipation happening here in the large intestine, not going out. Well, all that trash is going to get backed up through the small intestine, and you wonder why you may have all these digestive problems, pain, discomfort, flatulence, and it's going to work its way back through your stomach. Reverse peristalsis, now you're pooping out. Now you're throwing up poop, and that's what feculent vomiting is. Now, according to this little article, in a 2-year period at the LA County Harbor General Hospital, there were 23 cases of feculent vomiting. That's still a lot. Now, this is one hospital. And imagine if they did the study across all the hospitals in the US, how many cases of feculent vomiting per year in the whole United States, right? So you think that, oh, I'm just only 2 days chronically constipated, no big deal. No, it is a big deal. Let's read. What's the longest you've gone with no poop? So somebody said, 4 weeks was hell. I was throwing up feces, unblocked myself with suppository eventually. More feculent vomiting. I'm so tired of this. This morning I was driving and all of a sudden it hits me. I didn't make it to the bathroom. All over my shorts and car seat. I'm so incredibly exhausted from this. I'm to the point of wearing adult diapers. There was a lot of mucus. This is normal. No, it's not normal. If you cannot have predictable bowel movements, it's just like having a schedule, right? We all need a schedule. The sun rises when sun sets. There's a certain time that you wake up and prepare yourself to go to work. Can you have that key performance indicator for your bowel movements? When you do X, Y, and Z, it produces a bowel movement here. That's when you need to recover. And I've been reading around, it seems that lenses, Amitiza, Motegrity, and most of those eventually stop working. Now these are precision strength. You need a doctor to prescribe these drugs. Has anyone noticed that or have any other ideas? Can't believe what we're left to do to be comfortable. I'm so backed up, my stomach is very bloated. Looks and feel I'm 9 months pregnant. This is affecting my quality of life, getting depressed. I try so many things and still not being able to clean out. See, there is that hopelessness that begins to set in as you're reading these different posts online, right? Because they're already down that path, trying so many different things, still not working. My protocol I share with people, these are for people that are only mildly constipated. Maybe you're mildly constipated 1 or 2 days. That's it. Because if you're very far down the line, you may need to do a colon hydrotherapy first for a whole entire week just to get back to normal. Now, the colon hydrotherapy does not clean out the small intestine. It only cleans out the large intestine. Over here, I'm impacted. All home remedies, OTC laxatives, enemas, dietary changes, additions, nutritional oils, quit working last month all of a sudden. The ER couldn't reach it, and their enemas didn't work. The highest dosage of lenses does nothing. And the Miralax colonoscopy prep is giving me overflow diarrhea. Small bits are coming off the impaction, probably from the hospital enemas I got Saturday. What else can I do? I feel like the impaction is just way too big to get out, and it seems like nothing is softened enough. So, liability concerns, practical pessimism. Until we start to look at this objectively, okay, we always keep on pushing things off until the problem is way too severe. Now, over the years, I've gotten a lot smarter, and I'm very grateful because not only did I resolve chronic constipation, I went after cleaning out my other organs, such as my liver, such as my kidneys. So my health trajectory is just improving. I'm very, very grateful. All right, what does this anonymous member say? Hello, I've been struggling with severe chronic constipation for a couple of years now, but it's only gotten worse over the past 6 months or so. I've been prescribed Trulance and lenses, highest dosage for both, and neither of those medications are working very well for me at this point. I can pass a little bit of stool, but not much, so I'm constantly extremely backed up. I have to spend about half my waking hours lying down because I'm so bloated and nauseous and often in pain. As far as OTC laxatives, nothing really works there either. Dulcolax, enema, suppositories, magnesium citrate, nothing works. I was supposed to have colonoscopy today, but can keep the bowel prep down. The procedure had been rescheduled for a month from now, and one of the nurses at my GI office prescribed a pill-based cleanse. The pill is called Sutab, and I was warned ahead of time that patients often have trouble completely emptying their bowels with this pill. So given my struggles, I am doubtful that this will actually work for me. Here's my question. Has anyone here gone to the point where nothing works? Meds were OTC laxatives and had to have some sort of in-office medical procedure done? I am so sick and so miserable. What about professional colonics? I'm not even sure how those work. If anyone has any advice or experience with this, I'll be very grateful if you could share with me what you ended up doing and what the outcome was like. Thank you. I'm going to do a little bit of research. So if I were to look at Dulcolax, okay, let's just take a quick look at these different side effects you could potentially have. Dulcolax is a laxative. So this is from drugs.com. And some of these side effects, they're just so obscure because I'm like, side effects. I'm trying to take this medication for constipation. That is crazy, right? So Miralax, one of their side effects is constipation. This medication treats occasional constipation. Side effects. That is crazy. So you may even get allergic reactions, rash, itching, swelling, severe dizziness, trouble breathing. So a lot of these drugs, before you even take them, you want to always check with your doctors. Make sure that there isn't any drug-to-drug interactions. You may be on other medications. And look up the list of side effects that this drug could have on you. Doesn't matter if it's Dulcolax, these different suppositories. All right. I'm going to go through my social media real quick, see if there are any questions. Over here, the more you can mechanically understand your body, the better. Your digestive system is very similar to the plumbing in your own home. If your garbage disposal is broken, you must fix it immediately or get somebody to fix it. Or that waste material is going to putrefy and invade the whole house. That's what happens. Same thing over here. Your house, series of pipes, water in, water out. Not if your toddler is throwing their favorite action heroes down the toilet, try to flush it out. Clogs the toilet, you don't know. You go take a deuce. Then you're trying to flush the toilet again. Well, you're going to get blockages here, right? So the waste material is not going out. Plus, it's backing up on you. If it backs up on you, then you're going to have feces all over the floor. Chronic constipation is like that because you got to get the waste material out of the body into the sanitary store. Now, the protocol that I just shared earlier is a protocol that cleans out the small and large intestines. I want to get this pipework completely cleaned out to give your body a fresh start. That's what we're looking for. A lot of people don't have that KPI in place. So you got to find different protocols that can help you clean out this pipework. Now today I'm going to give you guys other liabilities concerns on the map where people don't even discuss this because this is very problematic and oftentimes doctors overlook this problem. Okay, I'm going to take a short break here. If you're on my chat, on my YouTube, just type in your questions. All right, we're going to talk about internal parasites and how it relates to chronic constipation. Because most people don't even think that parasites exist. They think that it's just fiction, okay? Or it happens in third world countries. They live in the US, they live in Switzerland, live in Canada, they think that it can't happen there. Well, I'm going to let y'all know, parasites are very real. They're everywhere. If you go shopping at Whole Foods, people are finding worms in their Whole Foods market, Whole Food market salmon. Or if you go to Costco, same thing. Worms are everywhere. Okay, today I'm going to go through some parasites that are very common, and you may have parasites right now. I'm just saying, most people that have parasites, and most people don't believe me. We have the liver fluke here. This is pinworms. You probably heard about this when you were little. Tapeworms and roundworms. Okay. Understanding parasites, you want to understand their life cycle. Liver flukes, they first hatch in water, and first they attack some type of a small intermediary host, such as a snail. Parasites have the ability to upgrade themselves and grow through different organisms, not just in one. And they always want to upgrade themselves into a bigger organism. They grow to a certain size inside the snail, they exit, and then they're going to land themselves vegetation. On the vegetation, the cow or the sheep comes over and eat. this vegetation, and that's how this parasite continues to survive. Ask your friends, I don't care where they are, they could be in Idaho, Montana, Australia, New Zealand. If they're in the ranching business, they raise cattle, they raise sheep, they have to deal with this almost every year because they're finding their livestock getting sick. They're losing their hair, they're not eating, they're very lethargic. All these sick signs that they're getting weak and weaker. And they do a check and say, well, they have a lot of liver flukes inside of them, so they take medications, and that's how they survive, okay? Now, once the liver flukes are inside of you, like people are eating a lot of raw beef, okay, raw steaks, or steak tartars, undercooked meats, or people are just eating liver straight up because they watch some YouTube videos and they tell them that it's a good idea. Well, you may be ingesting liver flukes, and they're going to target your liver too. Your liver is a storage of vitamins and minerals. And parasites, they love to target specific organs to extract its nutrients so they can continue to survive and replicate. Parasites are very good at doing two things. They know how to survive and replicate inside your body. Different places in Asia, they eat a lot of intestine products. You can see people here, they eat the small intestines of pork. Of course, there's a lot of sushi, sashimi, and also hot pot, full of parasites. This over here is the life cycle of a parasite. They exist in pork, they exist in beef as well, and also in fish. Okay, once again, they first hatch in water. Over here, they would attack crustacean. Crustacean gets eaten by a small fish, and the small fish gets eaten by a bigger fish, such as salmon. Now you're eating this raw salmon, and it's how the tapeworm gets inside your body. This is what they look like under the microscope. These are the different suckers that they have. They just attach to the surface of your colon, and they have a very firm footing, placeholder. And this is their teeth. This is the rostellum, which they suck the life force out of you. Okay. This is your anatomy. This is the part that we were looking at before in the last slide. And over here, this is their reproductive system. Tapeworms, they are hermaphrodites. So hermaphrodites, they reproduce all by themselves. That's to say, these different grids are called progotids. Progotids is the reproductive side of the tapeworm, and they can hold many eggs. Okay, each progotid can produce 100,000 eggs. That's to say, this tapeworm has 1,000 progotids, and each progotid has 100,000 eggs. We're looking at 100 million eggs from a single tapeworm. It just keeps on surviving and reproducing inside of you. Don't believe me? This guy in Thailand, they pulled out a tapeworm that was 59 feet or 18 meters. How long is 18 meters? We're going to come back to that basketball court, right? So from the floor to the basketball rim is 3 meters off the floor. The length of that tapeworm is 6 of these. 6 of them. It's 18 divided by 3, right? So that's 6 NBA hoops stacked on one top of another, and that was the length of that one parasite. And you think that there's no connection between constipation and parasites. I'm telling you, there's a connection, but most doctors, they do not look into this. You have to look into it, and don't just take my word for it. Do not just take my word for it. You're going to have to go to the library, go check out some books on parasitology, go talk to your local professors. There are professors that specialize in this field. Or if you're in Japan, and I think there's also another museum in the US, they just have thousands and thousands of parasite specimens. This one in Japan, they have over 60,000. And about 100 different species of parasites can attack human beings. That's how problematic these are. So when we're talking about parasites, not only are you may have multiple species of parasites inside of you. That's what's happening right now. And what are the different risks? Okay, so let's just say if you are dealing with pets, pets have a lot of parasites. You guys look into it. Pets, some pets are so stupid, they eat the feces of other dogs. If you're traveling abroad, going to the Amazons, you want to do ayahuasca ceremonies, you got to be prepared. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know how to filter your own water out in the wild. Because if you don't, you're drinking contaminated water, you come back to the US, you might end up at the hospital. You're going to feel awful. But of course, you get the raw meats, sashimi, steak tartars, undercooked meats, another risk. Or even raw watercress. You know, they're parasites that live in snails. Okay, and sometimes you might eat the small little eggs. Things can happen. That's why you need to deworm. Not only do you need to learn how to deworm your body, you need to learn how to get them out of your pets. Cats, right? Over here, somebody's pulling out a tapeworm out of their cat. This is an American bully, full of worms. These are roundworms. And over here we have a cat. They're pulling out some type of a parasite through their nasal cavity. Very likely a botfly. A lot of y'all don't even know what a botfly is. It's very common over in Africa, but botflies can also attack human beings. And you want to learn how you can get rid of them or protect yourself against them. Parasites are very powerful because once they start to attack different organs, you're going to have all sorts of other problems. Let's just say they start to attack your liver. You may get this different cysts called cysticercosis. So look these up. Don't just take my word. You may also get different cysts outside of your digestive tract. Parasites have gotten so bad in this person, they've gone inside their muscles, start to consume their muscles tissues. Or parasites have gone outside of their digestive tract, start to attack their brains. This is an MRI scan of somebody's brain. So this is called neurocysticercosis. Most people do not look into this. Here we have the roundworm. Roundworms, very, very common in pets, and that's how they transfer to your body. So those of y'all, maybe you have rabbits as pets, or you have ducks as pets, okay? Dogs, cats, they all carry risk. And these are part of zoonotic diseases, different diseases that can transfer, spread from animals to humans. When it comes to your digestive system, the amount of internal parasites can get so severe. This could be you right now, and you wonder why you're still chronically constipated, even though you've been trying all these different laxatives. This is not zooplanet. They're extracting all these roundworms out of the human colon. If you have this many roundworms inside your digestive tract, your poop can't even exit. You see what I mean? And you see a lot of bodybuilders, they have bloated stomachs. I really do not think bodybuilders really look into parasites at all, okay? It is very, very problematic, okay? Even though they're working out all the time, of course they work on their abs, right? But why do they have this bloated tummy right here? And can you make the connection of a puppy, bloated stomach, parasites? In high volume infections, roundworms can be so numerous and large that they alter a pet's visible shape, creating a pot belly or bloated appearance. Can you guys make the connection? Okay, I'm going to just click on some of these images. Of course, these images are going to be very uncomfortable, but you might as well learn them now and get rid of these problems before you have any problems. So many people, you can see these puppy rescues, right? And you may be wondering why, like this puppy is only maybe a few months old, maybe, okay? And they're getting this bloated stomach. pot belly, and a roundworm infected puppy. Let me tell you what, a lot of y'all don't even know about how powerful internal parasites are, because they can transfer through the umbilical cord, okay? When a puppy was born, it had parasites already from the gestation period from the mother. With certain parasites, they can pass through the umbilical cord or through the mother's milk. So before any of y'all that are trying to have babies, or if your puppy is planning on having puppies and stuff, all I can say is, why don't you take a few months doing some detox, cleaning out the small and large intestines, and also get rid of internal parasites, often overlooked, right? There are many different herbal blends on the market. So here we're going to talk about different herbal blends, or OTC meds, that you can look into. This is clove bud. Over here, this is wormwood, another traditional herbal medicine to treat different parasitic infections. And you got to talk to your vet, talk to your naturopathic doctor, and talk to your integrated medicine. Talk to people that actually know about parasites. Because most doctors you talk to, if you go to your primary care, go to your family doctor, because you have these symptoms, right? And then they're going to refer to a specialist, and the specialist, they're not going to look into this. And many times they say, oh, you have this problem, I'm going to put you on corticosteroids or antibiotics. With your antibiotics or corticosteroids will not be able to eliminate these internal parasites. Now, you have these things called white blood cells. White blood cells, they do have the ability to identify parasites, and they know that is problematic. But if you're taking immunosuppressants, that means you're telling your white blood cells, you know what, don't go to work. Don't eliminate internal parasites. And your parasites are just going to ramp up on you. You guys understand? All these worms, because you're taking corticosteroids, they're going to become very problematic on you. And you wonder why you can't poop. Wonder why you have liver problems, because parasites have gone outside their digestive tract, start to attack your internal organs. And they get so severe, you're going to have surgery. And the doctor's pulling these guys out one by one. This is membezidil. I've taken this many times. And this is OTC. And it will help treating roundworms, whipworms, pinworms, and hookworms. Different herbal tinctures, black walnut and wormwood combination. This is also membezidil. You can get in Asia. For your pets, you got to find something such as Panicure C. So you got to work with your vets. And also different products you can get for your cats. Because both cats and dogs, they have so many parasites. And you want to make cute little YouTube videos like this, right? You're like, oh, this doesn't affect me. No, it does affect you. Just because you want to make some videos doesn't mean you're somehow exempt from parasitic infections. And now you're having this problem here, you're having that problem there. Over here, these are more prescription strength, so you got to talk to your doctor. This one is not prescription strength. Look into it for yourself, do your research. But these two definitely are. You got to get a doctor's prescription. There are many different meds on the market, OTC meds, herbal blends. You got to study them one by one, work with your doctor, find out the winning combination for you. Now, some of you may be freaked out. You're like going on Amazon, you're going to purchase all these products right away and start taking them. I don't recommend it, because you haven't figured out how to clean out your small and large intestines first. You don't know how to do the most basic protocol, which is first cleaning out the small and large intestines. Let's just say, if you go and buy all these different herbal blends or OTC meds for parasites, but you haven't gone from the picture on the left to the picture on the right, it's going to add more problems in your body, because you can't even flush out the dead carcasses out of your body, these dead parasites. And that's going to cause more inflammation on top of inflammation they're currently experiencing. Looking at a problem, I want you guys to divide and conquer. First, get the waste material out consistently over a period of a couple of weeks. Then think about, oh, I'm going to take some of these herbal blends, medications, OTCs, work with my doctors, getting rid of the internal parasites so I have the confidence after I take them, I do John's protocol and I can flush them all out of my body. It is not something that you do one time. Another mistake people make. I'm going to do a parasite cleanse once a week. No, once a year, and I'm going to be okay. No. Study up on these drugs. Even some of these OTC drugs, they will tell you they only eliminate the adults. Okay? They can't even get rid of the eggs. They cannot get rid of the eggs. So you're going to have to wait until the eggs hatch. Then take the drugs, get rid of them, flush them out of the body. It's that kind of a process. So it's been a long time. I have not been eating raw fish, okay, undercooked meats. I know it's boring, all right, but I know it's good for my health. I don't want the parasites inside my body because any single time you eat this type of food, there is risk. There is risk. I'm going to check my social media real quick. Do you have any questions? Today we cover a lot of information. I hope you guys learn a lot, okay? And let me just check real quick. Huh. So whatever reason, my kick it is. Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. No worries. So I just want to introduce myself a little bit. Today we cover so much information. At the end of the day, I want you guys to learn how to clean your small and large intestine. You got to find your way, okay? I'm just another regular guy. Previously, I was dealing with a lot of weight issues I could not resolve, even though I was going to the gym. Had a workout program, had a personal trainer, still could not lose this excess weight. Had chronic constipation. That was the root of the problem. I also had parasites. Had to get myself cleaned up on the inside. Over here, you can see the inflammation around my face, inflammation around my body, right? Had a bloated tummy. And this is me now, basically throughout the whole year. I don't really have to push myself that hard at the gym. In fact, I haven't even been going to the gym for years because I know how to work out. I know how to clean myself on the inside. I know how to work out. And just following through on my videos, beginning part of this video, you'll be able to have success. Look at that. This person, Nate, I did your protocol last night. Holy crap, I was not prepared for what came out. You have helped me so much. I just purchased your program to support you. Thank you and many blessings to you. Nate, just reach out to me if any questions. Okay, I was able to help my friend out in Italy. Over here, another friend, Malaysia, right? Over here, another person on YouTube. Somebody that purchased my program here. I teach this program to people in all over the world, not just the English language. I also teach people in Chinese, in Mandarin. If you want to ask me questions in Mandarin, just ask, because I am very proficient at teaching this to anybody as long as I can properly communicate with them. I've also translated my program to Arabic. So if you're looking for my protocol in Arabic, just let me know. So get my program, all right? This is how you can clean your body from the inside out, removing the waste material from the small and large intestines, also getting rid of your internal parasites. Now, if you want to get on a call with me, If you want to work with me one-on-one, just message me on my Instagram. We can touch base, get on a free call with you, and I just want to learn more about where you're coming from. I want to know where you are on your detox journey and how it can help you along the way. See if we can work out a plan, because if you want to work with me one-on-one, I want to get a customized protocol just for you. And that accountability is very important for you to follow through. A lot of you have no accountability. You're just getting these books, okay? And then you are buying these programs online, but you never do anything until you got money on the line, right? You got a coach telling you this and that. Maybe you'll follow through. So that's another offer that I have for you. As always, you guys can always put questions on my YouTube videos, give you guys more guidance, okay, across my social media, and I can continue to instruct you guys. In the future, we have so many powerful presentations coming down the pipeline. I know how to clean up the liver, okay? I've done it 43 times. This weekend will be my 44th. A lot of people have gallstones in their gallbladder they don't know how to get rid of. See, this is what I'm talking about. You got to be proactive. You cannot wait until you have a gallbladder attack to begin fixing your gallbladder. You have to assume your gallbladder right now, it's not optimal. Doesn't matter where you are, there's always another level of health you can unlock. Now, a lot of you may have kidney problems, right? Now, you know when people have kidney problems and they can't solve them, they're going to be on dialysis for the rest of their life. So I'm not going to wait until something like that happens. I'm going to assume my kidneys are not in the best shape. And I want to do everything that I can to clean them out. That's practical pessimism. That's called being wise. Okay? That's something about, hey, I know the road ahead is very difficult for many people. Okay? Because a couple years ago, I already had some early signs of edema. You know when you have small signs of edema, something's wrong with your internal organs. It could be your liver or your kidneys or a combination of both. Which is something called blood viscosity. When your filtering organs are not able to filter your blood properly, well, you're going to have something called edema. You're going to hold on to water. That's what it is. And you're going to have to take diuretics. Is that what you want for the rest of your life? Or you can say you're confident enough to be on that transplant list so you can get a liver transplant or kidney transplant. Is that what you want? Or you say that, you know what? Maybe I should just clean out my kidneys, okay? While I'm still relatively healthy. Maybe I should just clean out my liver, my gallbladder, while I'm still relatively healthy. And get that routine in, okay? Because it's really tough to jump on this workout protocol in your 50s and 60s, but you've been neglecting it in your 30s and 40s. So, thanks so much for watching this video. I'm going to leave my program in my descriptions below. I'm going to pop them in across my social media. Be happy to connect with you. And just DM me if you need one-on-one consultation. Have an amazing rest of your day, your week. I look forward to speaking.